guys. Having a good week so far? I hope you are. Anyway, you know what I love? I love it when people share with me the small changes they did that impacted their life greatly. Those little life hacks that make your life so much easier. I love learning about those. So today, I thought I'd share with you 7 simple habits that have changed my life. These habits that I'm about to share are changes I made in the way I act and the way I think. So let's get right into it. Habit number 1. Drink tea, not coffee. I'm starting off the video with a very simple change I made, and that is switching from coffee to tea. I used to be a coffee drinker, and I loved it. I love the aroma of the coffee, the taste of it, the stimulation from the caffeine, and, everything about it. But after my spiritual awakening intensified, my body changed in a way where my taste buds changed and the way I reacted to certain foods changed. Did that happen to you guys? Because I thought it was so funny how my body changed along with the state of my spirit. Anyway, coffee was definitely one of it. My body could not handle the caffeine from the coffee anymore. It was way too intense and aggressive for my body. And I was having insomnia problems, intense crashes and shaking, and other negative symptoms. Even if I drank a small amount of coffee, the negative symptoms became too much that I couldn't consume it anymore. So I switched to tea, and it has honestly changed my life. The caffeine from the tea is much softer on my body, and it doesn't react the same way coffee did. The caffeine from the tea doesn't make me peak and crash, and it's more stable. And by dinner time, the caffeine completely wears off. Habit number 2. Accepting that there's limited concentration time in a day. This one is not so much a habit as it is a mindset change. Well, I guess it's a habit of thinking that I changed. Anyway, I used to think that I had unlimited energy and unlimited time, especially when I was younger. Did you guys do that? Because, I don't know. I don't know why I believe that, but I did. Because I used to think that I had unlimited time, I'd take on way too much and put too much on my to-do list because I simply didn't believe I had a limit. But then I wouldn't be able to fulfill all the tasks that I set out to do, and I felt like I'm constantly falling behind, which really started affecting my self-esteem. But over the years, I've noticed that we're actually allotted a limited amount of energy in a given day. And once we use it, we can't generate more, at least until we rest for a while. To be more specific, I've noticed that I only get about 2-3 hours of good quality concentration time per day. After those 2-3 hours are used up, I have to do something that requires much less concentration and more zoning out. After figuring this out, I'm much more strategic with my time. I know I need full concentration when I'm writing, planning, and problem solving, so I allot 2-3 hours on those activities. And when I feel like my concentration is waning, I switch out the activity to something that doesn't need much concentration, like drawing or editing. I can zone out or have a podcast on while I do those tasks. Habit number 3. Decide with your intuition, plan with your analytical mind. When making a big decision, I used to try to use my analytical mind to come up with the best possible outcome. But after my spiritual awakening intensified, I rely mostly on my intuition to make big decisions. At the time, using my intuition was a natural shift since my intuition heightened and I became sensitive to it. And since then, I realized that using the analytical mind to make decisions is it's not very effective because the analytical mind operates on fear and is built to eliminate danger. And you just can't make decisions based on eliminating danger. It won't take you far. Intuition runs on vision, your soul's urgings, and the collective energy. So that's the reason why when you follow your intuition, you never regret your decision and it takes you to the least resistant path. Well, at least that's true for me anyway. However, that doesn't mean that the analytical mind is useless. After all, the divine doesn't create anything useless. Actually, the analytical mind is really good at planning concrete steps toward our goals and the direction our intuition nudges us toward. If you use your intuition to plan concrete steps, well, then you might have these lofty dreams and no way to bring them to your physical reality. Habit number 4. Ask yourself, if I met this person as a stranger, would I be friends with them? The wrong type of people can drain you of your energy, and believe me, I know it's hard cutting relations with them. For me, I have friends from childhood and family members that I felt obligated toward, even though when I was with them, I didn't feel seen or heard, and I felt drained of energy. But I felt like they needed me, and oftentimes they'd tell me that I was the only one who truly understood them. And I just didn't want to disappoint anyone, so I'd force myself to be with them at the cost of my own well-being. But one day, it dawned on me, if I met this person as a stranger right now as an adult, would I still be friends with them? And for some of the people in my life, the answer was no. This showed me that I had outgrown them, and I was lying to myself if I kept up the relationship. Sometimes letting go is the best thing you can do for both yourself and your friend. So now, when I ask myself that question and the answer comes back as no, then I give myself permission to distance myself. Habit number 5, investing. Guys, I fell in love with investing like hard. There's something about investing that changes your mindset and makes you understand how money works in the bigger scheme of things. When I started investing, I started to understand how the economy works, how the government uses bonds to regulate the flow of money into the economy, how money trickles down to the banks, to the businesses, to homeowners, and to consumers, and much, much more. When I started investing, I also started to understand what kind of mindset wealthy people have and why your ability to delay gratification is key to financial success. I'm not going to go into detail here, but it's absolutely fascinating. And I understand in concrete terms why making money and accumulating wealth is not as personal as you might feel it is. And it's not a measure of smarts, specialness, or anything like that. Anyway, I invest in various forms, but my personal favorite right now is investing in crypto. I like crypto because of what it stands for. If in the world that we live in, money is power, then crypto can definitely shift the power back to the people and to individuals, not governments or institutions. If investing is daunting for you, just start by putting in an amount that you're comfortable with, like $20, and then go through the whole process. See how it grows and drops, and see how that plays on your emotions as well. Give yourself time to get used to it. Habit number 6. Make it as easy as possible for you to begin a task. I learned this from the book The One Thing by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan. And the trick is to remove as many blocks in between you and you starting a task, making it as resistance-free as possible to start. The key is to not make your mind think twice about starting the task. For example, if you want to meditate the first thing in the morning and you've noticed that you tend to push it off, lay out the yoga mat the night before and set up whatever you need. So in the morning, all you have to do is sit and meditate. For me, if I know that tomorrow's a heavy work day, the night before, I set up my workstation, hook up my monitors and devices, and even put the water in the electric kettle for some tea so I can easily sit my butt down on my chair and begin my work in the morning. Habit number 7. To start on chores, think I'm only going to do 3 things. I've noticed that I feel overwhelmed at the thought of starting on a chore, especially if the mess is piled up. And because I feel overwhelmed, I usually push off doing the chore even more back. And well, you know how it is. So in order to make the chore less daunting, I start by saying I'm only going to do 3 things and I'll finish the rest later. For example, washing dishes. I tell myself that I'll just wash 3 dishes and I'll leave the rest for later. But once I finish washing the 3 dishes, it's rare that I stop there because any other dishes I wash from then on would put me ahead. So I feel good, like I'm getting ahead of schedule. And more often than not, I end up finishing the whole load. But even if I don't, I still feel like I'm ahead of schedule. So, I feel good about myself. Likewise, when I'm feeling lazy to work, I just tell myself that I'll just do it for 30 minutes. And that works every single time. Once I start, I feel good and motivated to do more, since whatever I do after the initial 30 minutes would put me ahead. In conclusion, I hope you enjoyed this topic of me sharing 7 habits that changed my life because I've enjoyed sharing it with you. And I'm not just saying that. It usually takes me like 2 days to come up with a topic for my videos, do an outline, write the script. But this time, I did all that in 1 day because I enjoyed it so much. So guys, it's your turn now. Tell me in the comments below a life hack you have that has changed your life. If you have something good, guys, don't keep it to yourself. Share with us. Come on, you gotta help us out here. Like always, thanks for watching until the end. I know there are so many things out there competing for your attention, so I'm really grateful that you chose to use your time to connect with me through this video. See you next time. Regards, Ray.